You've been with us for over 25 years. And I'm not going to lie to people and say it's been a rosy 25 years. We've had several arguments, disagreements, difference in opinions over the years. But once you took the management role over, which is almost 15 years of that 25 years, I've noticed our staff has stayed. So we have help guides, we have position agreements, we have staff reviews, but there's an intangible there that you provide. I want you to share with the attendees, with the doctors, and with their office managers, what's that intangible? Because what we're taught is the rules are the rules, set the rules, and don't deviate from them, and let them go. You don't manage that way. So give me a little perspective on how you stop this staff attrition.
I think the main thing is that I have an open door policy. My office door is never closed. They can come to me with anything, whether it be personal, professional. They know they can come to me with whatever, with no judgment. No one is perfect. And I know that as a human being, I'm not perfect, they're not. They're going to make mistakes. So my job is to give them the tools to do their job well and let them excel. I think one of the biggest mistakes that managers make is they take a person and they say, this is what you need to do. This is the job I hired you for. It might not be within their wheelhouse. It might not be their skill set. People have things they excel at and they feel good doing them. Some things they're just very uncomfortable with. I try to cater their position to what they're best at. I get their best possible performance. They get to feel good about their performance. So I generally don't ask employees to do things that they're uncomfortable with.
Right.
Like fee presentation. It's not for everyone. Some of my staff members would rather have a root canal than do it. But they excel at other things. So I try to let them focus on the things that work for them. It leaves them feeling good about what they've done, and it makes me feel very good about their performance.
One is that open door. That used to be the doctors here, and it was god-awful. They'd say, Dr. D, can I speak to you for a second? Dr. D, can I take off this day? Or they'd ask the other doctors, or they'd play the doctors against one another. By you having that open door, mine is closed door, open book. Meaning, if you really need to speak to me, then we'll set an appointment, I'll speak to you, but there's no open door.
Right.
And that has saved us a lot of hassles, and they really take you up on it. They're in your room.
Being a general, you need soldiers to follow the general. Some people inherently don't want to be a general.
Yeah. Most.
They don't want to manage. Most. They want to do their job and do it well. Yeah. They don't want to tell others how to do it or to have others following them. It's uncomfortable for them. So if you have an office full of generals, you have no soldiers.
That's right.
That's right.
So
you need a nice balance of the two.
And the help guides have helped because they know what's right or wrong. They know what's expected of them, and we retrain them. So we really do try to blame the system, not the person. Where it was the opposite.
Yes.
We would blame the person, and that just motivates pay them. They're staying in our practice the way we make them feel.
Absolutely.
On a daily basis.
They could make the same money elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
But they can't have the quality of life that they have here. They can't have that good feeling. They know they're respected by me, by you. They are never treated with anything but the utmost respect, and they treasure it. They make mistakes. They're human. They want to know somebody's on their side. It can't be them against me. It feels like a bad work environment. When they have me in the middle, I'm not bashing the establishment or the doctor in order to defend them, but I'm not doing the reverse either. I'm not taking anyone's side. I'm asking everyone what's the best possible middle ground that we can find. If you didn't do this task correctly, let's look at the help guide. Is it unrealistic? Help me rewrite it. Yeah. If you don't think this is possible, they like that. It's not you didn't do that. Yeah. They don't need that.
And I'll come to you and I'll say, listen, this person is not fulfilling their position agreement. and you'll say, let me tell you something. They have 3 or 4 positions, and one of them is primary care, it's direct care. You're comparing this staff member to someone who doesn't have that much primary care or direct care, and you help differentiate that. And that's why, and sometimes they're heated, but I've learned to listen to you. I think you do listen to me, and sometimes I want you to advocate on our side, and you
and
don't.
I do, you just don't see me.
Yeah, maybe. And I think that has allowed the staff to stay with us for the average lifespan of someone here is over 15 years. It's unheard of. We've only been in practice 26 years or so.
We only have 3 staff members that are less than a decade, and they were all brought on by growth.
Tell doctors and their staff about a vision. How did you develop a vision of what is eye care about? It's more than we do eye exams. It's kind of like you almost take pride that we're always bucking the system. Just when we have a system, you want to buck it. And then the doctors are with you. We all want to buck it. What's the bigger picture here?
Why do I always love the change? If you don't change, things get stagnant. And sometimes things that were working for us 10 years ago, they're just not working anymore. We do them because they're familiar, but they're just not working anymore. And it's harder to change it than it is to just keep going with the motions. So I guess they stay, and I get a thrill out of 25 years later, right? It's never the same toys. It's always changing. Right. I love that. I love that our focus changes, and we put ourselves into what we're passionate about. It used to be we'd all come to work and everybody would be doing eye exams, and
right.
Really it was going through the rhythms, right? Now you get to do something you have passion for and you love. We live here. We live here more waking hours than we do in our own home. We better enjoy it. It better be something we like coming to, or you'll have people calling out all the time. They'll dread the idea of coming in. They're excited too. The energy is infectious.
That energy is hard, man.
It's hard to get.
Because we almost create that energy by change. The big elephant in the room is insurance. Goodness. You've been lecturing on this for 15 years. We dropped VSP in 2001 or so. So it's almost 15 years ago. Doctors are still asking you, how do you drop insurances? Do I have to? They, like you said, they don't want to change. They want the insurance companies to change. They want patients to change, but they're afraid to change. Somehow we feed off that change. You're right. When things are stagnant or the same, we're going down, whether we feel it or not. Where do you muster up the courage to say, hey, Dr. D, drop this plan? It doesn't have to be VSP on it. Drop this particular plan.
Well, that's where it started, right? It started with what? You pick a plan. You pick your worst one, maybe, or your least good payer, or the least compliant clientele. Well, whatever. You just pick a plan.
Right.
And after the dust settles and it's gone and you're not feeling it, that change is addictive. And then you go after the next one. And you decide, I really don't want to take $22 for an eye exam. I don't. I'm worth more. And you start looking at them all going, this is insane. They have been paying me $70 for the last 10 years. They have not gone up, and I'm complaining for 10 years. Who's the dummy here?
Yeah. But I'm afraid if I drop the insurance, I'm going to be slower.
But okay, so you won't be breaking even or in the red on every patient, praying and hoping they buy a second pair or buy some contacts, because really that's what it's about. You have to make up for the terrible fees on the insurance ones with private pay items to make it worth your time.
Right.
Well, that's what you're waiting for.
And that doesn't work anymore.
No.
That doesn't work. People are more educated, and there's many more options as far as contact lenses and glasses, et cetera, et cetera. So your advice is pick a plan that your staff and is making you vulnerable, is really not reimbursing you for your time. Take the hit, absorb it, yet keep moving forward.
Yes.
And have the confidence that those empty slots will fill up with better quality patients. Once you get that confidence, drop another one.
Yes.
because ultimately it feels good to be where we're at. I just want them to know it hasn't been easy. The choices haven't been easy,
No.
and taking the hit has not been easy. But there is no reward without risk. You know, there really is. Losing is a part of winning, and you have to be able to lose to win almost.
Yes.
And people don't want that. They want to win, win, win. And it's just, that's not the way life works.
No.
Yeah.
And
When you say time, when we first dropped that one insurance plan, it took us maybe over a year to recover, sometimes two.
it was.
It was a long time. But man, the quality of patients and the quality of our lives, if you remember, we were seeing, almost the whole office, 8 patients an hour,
Yes.
4 on each side.
Yes.
And we were making as much or as little money as we had when we were doing 3 on each side.
Yes.
And that was the eye-opener for me. As busy as we are, as we're busy, we're making less money. Our
Yes.
net was going down.
Yes.
And that really was the tipping point for me. So it was the courage to listen to you, because you were the driving force to say, you know, doctors, you're just losing money. I don't care how busy you are, you're losing money. And it's time to do something about it or shut up.
And to your credit, you took that time, that not crazy busy, because it used to be
That's
run on a treadmill from the time
Yeah.
you get in the door to the time you left. No time for strategic planning.
Right.
No time for building your future.
That's right.
You guys took that time and said, this is what I want to focus on. This is
Yeah.
what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And you took time to cultivate vision
That's
therapy
right.
and disease management and orthokeratology. You wouldn't have had that time otherwise.
All right, Lisa. Thank you very
My
much.
pleasure.